Welcome to the Studio Chat podcast, the podcast designed to be your companion in the journey of self-discovery. I'm Barbara Thompson, your host, and a dedicated therapist. I'm the founder and owner of Self-Care Studio, a private counselling practice. With my clients and courses that I create on this podcast, I am committed to ensuring that you have the support that you need. I created this podcast as a space for you to feel a sense of connection and a reminder that you're not alone in this thing that we call life, this adventure. This podcast is your weekly reminder to trust yourself, live life authentically, and embrace the path that is uniquely yours. Together, we'll explore ways to break free from people-pleasing, overthinking, allowing you to claim your time and energy to live life on your terms. You'll be joined by myself as I take you through some episodes, or during the year, I'll have some special self-care experts as guests on my podcast. So if you're ready to step into a life that's truly for you, join me on this journey. Let's navigate the twists and turns of life together, and more importantly, live your life for you. So thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. Let the Studio Chat begin. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Studio Chat podcast. Today, I'm going to let my guest introduce herself. Her name is Michelle. She's from Boob Accessory Solutions. And the reason why I'm going to get her to introduce herself today is because her why and her purpose and her business has such a personal tie and meaning to it. And I think it's going to be such a beautiful way for you to say in your own words, Michelle, a bit about your business, Boob Accessory Solutions, a bit about you and how you started your business.
Hi, good morning, Barbara. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on. So my name is Michelle Silipo, and I started my business, Boob Accessory Solutions, 3 years ago now. It's coming up on 3 years. But that's the date that I registered the business name. So I registered the business name first, and then you start making the business after that. So the first year was mostly getting ready, getting set up, getting all my trademarks in, and really sorting out what my product was going to be, and how I was going to get it made, where I was going to get it made, and all that. So that was really the first year. So you could say that I've been in business for 2 years now, really, since the product's been to market.
Yeah,
so
congratulations. Because it's difficult to, you have an idea and to follow through that process. It takes, someone with gusto and someone with drive to just start a business.
Yeah, that's right. So the business, I had a problem that I wanted to solve for myself, which was how to wear my favorite bras with racerback tops. So as you can see at the moment, I've got a good old Freddie racerback top on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've got a normal bra underneath it. I'm not sure if you can see any bra straps there, but I've just got my normal bra underneath it. And I invented the boob clip because I was sick of the paper clip from the study, and it wasn't really doing the job. And I knew there were some other little clips out there. There was little plastic clips that really brought the bra straps too close together. And then I just started having this dream that I was going to invent this boob clip. I didn't know what it was going to be at the start. And then at the same time, coincidentally, my friend Vanessa started going through a health journey with breast cancer. And going with her and seeing all of her struggles of how much she didn't feel supported with, the nurses and the doctors and everything, it just made sense to me that I should be creating the boob clip that will help that situation and put money towards making it better for women that are going through breast cancer and making them feel more supported. I mean, my boob clip invention, this is it here, a neat little tiny little clip that brings the bra straps together at the back to convert them to racerbacks. How this little clip, supports boobs, but can also support the women that are going through breast cancer. So luckily, thank goodness, my friend Vanessa is clear of all of her breast cancer now. It's been a long time though. Like it didn't, so in that first year that I was setting up my business, she was going through all of her breast cancer treatment, and I was there with her through the whole thing. And then Even the second year, she was still going through treatment. Like breast cancer takes at least 2 years to get clear of it if you're lucky. Like thankfully she was lucky.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's how I started. That was my why. That's the reason why I'm giving back to the McGrath Foundation, and yeah, the reason why I invented the boob clip to start with, because I like my boobs sitting up and in the right spot, and don't have to deal with pesky bra straps slipping off everywhere. That was my why.
I love that. And anyone that can, I'll add some photos into when we release this episode so people can actually see what it looks like. It's actually the word boob as
Yeah.
clip as well.
Yeah, so the
Very
front bit is
clever.
reversed so that the bra straps go in either side. I've got some videos that I've done quite a while ago now, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. And I do intend on making more content. I get lots of emails from people saying, fix your Instagram, fix this, fix that. I'm like, yes, I will be making better videos soon.
Yeah, it's and you're in the infancy stage too, but it's so exciting. You mentioned that your business is trademarked and registered in 4 countries. So that's Australia, New Zealand, the UK, and USA.
Yes. Yeah. So first you go ahead and get it done in Australia, and then you have the opportunity through the trademark website to then progress it on further to other countries. And I've just obviously chosen the countries that are English speaking to start with, and the main countries that I know, of course. I've actually lived in the UK for 2 years, and my parents are from New Zealand. And USA, I haven't been there yet, but I know lots of people that live there, and just through the internet. And
Yeah.
so,
I have
yeah,
a lot of followers and listeners from the States here, so
fantastic.
are going to enjoy this. So you just mentioned too that you are in partnership with the McGrath Foundation. Can you
I
tell us a
sure
little bit
am.
more about, because it's interesting that I think people listening to this podcast is kind of a couple of avenues. It's someone that maybe wanting to start a business and has an idea, someone that may be going through breast cancer themselves, or maybe someone that knows someone. So I'd love, you to share with me a bit about your partnership with the McGrath Foundation and what it's all about.
So with the McGrath Foundation, they're Australian based, and it's from Jane McGrath's journey with breast cancer. Unfortunately, her journey didn't end well, and she is now gone. But her husband and the children, they all started the foundation together, the McGrath Foundation. And Glenn and the kids still continue it today, and Jane's best friends and everybody. So it was very easy to join up with them and partnership with them. They've got a case manager that takes care of me, the lovely Christina, and the way that I approached them, and then they got me on board straight away. And it didn't matter even that I hadn't even started the business yet, and I hadn't even started making money, because they take donations from everybody. So it was the best decision I'd made to join up with them straight away. And that way I know that, even if it's a small percentage, it's still going towards the McGrath Foundation. And now we're 3 years in, and I've got myself a little shirt that I wear. I wear that when I do the market stalls and everything. It's way too hot up here in our Queensland summer to wear it today, but that's my little shirt that I got embroidered.
I love it. It looks great. And that pink color just stands out as well, because the McGrath Foundation is all about when someone is diagnosed with breast cancer, they're assigned a breast care nurse, and that nurse follows them right through the journey, don't they?
Yes. And when I first started, actually, we didn't have any breast care nurses here on the Gold Coast. So the main two hospitals that my friend Vanessa was going to was Robina and also the Gold Coast University Hospital. And they did have nurses, but none dedicated to breast care. And also they were very short staffed. So it would take sometimes like 3 to 4 days or even a week for Vanessa to get any kind of questions answered. They would have nurses there, but sometimes they wouldn't know the answer straight away if she was seeing them in person, and then they would have to get back to her, and then it would take them 3 or 4 days. Like, of course they cared, but they just didn't have the resources. And now we've got 3 breast care nurses at Gold Coast University Hospital, so it's fantastic.
Oh, great. And long may it continue and that grow as well.
Yes. Their goal of reaching 250 nurses by the end of this year.
Okay,
So
there you go, guys. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely donate what you can. What you do is it's a real inspiration. Not only is a product that it's actually handy to use. I mean, how many of us have a favorite bra that we want to wear all the time? And the fact that we don't need to go out and buy another one, and that your clip converts it.
Yes.
Even with sports bras at the same time. You know, it's not just a normal bra. It can be a sports bra that can be converted into a racerback as well.
Yeah. With the sports bras, I found that a lot of them do have the racerback ability already, but they are very pressing on you, and they make you very flat, of course, to stop the bounce while you're doing the sport. But you don't want that in everyday life. You'd like the lift.
Exactly.
Before we leave the McGrath Foundation, just wanted to point out that it's 50 cents from the sale of every 2-pack that I give to the McGrath Foundation. And also, I have this new product here, Barbara. Have a look at this. This is called the Stress Boob.
Wow, that's a
So it's just a fidget toy, a fun fidget toy. And it can actually also be used as a little breast implant if you've had mastectomy and you want to have an extra boob on that side that you've had the mastectomy on, just to keep everything symmetrical. But mainly just a fun fidget toy, and I'm giving $1 from every sale of these stress boobs to the McGrath Foundation for January.
Wow. Okay.
So just wanted to point that out, that that's the money side of things that's going towards the foundation.
I love that. And you also have a pink number plate that actually says bra clip on it, but it's like a hot pink number plate.
Yes. So the plan is to finish doing all the signage for my truck, my wild track, and have Boob Accessory Solutions on there. So it does make sense. But at the moment, I get quite a few looks from having just bra clip on my number plate. I actually, Barbara, this is so funny. I tried to get Boob Clip, and I tried so hard to get the word boob on my number plate, but they would not accept it. I really wanted to get Boob Clip because that's the name of my product, Boob Clip.
Yeah.
But anyway, bra clip is the same thing, really.
It is. Have you had anyone funny looks, or does anyone yell out something and go, "What is your number plate for?"
I get quite a few looks, and it's a bit puzzling when I don't have my whole logo on there. But this year I only just got the truck last year, so at the end of last year, so it's going to have proper signage. It's not going to look as good as a Barbie truck, but hopefully.
Oh, and I just love the number plate. It just really stood out. So before we talk about boobs and health of boobs and boob checks and all that and boob stuff, I'd love to just hear from your side of things, of being the support person for someone going through breast cancer. Can you share with my listeners a bit about what it was like to be in your shoes and helping your friend through that?
Yeah, so Vanessa was getting weekly chemo treatments at one stage, and I was there every week because I used to be a remedial massage therapist as well. So I would just give her not remedial massage. She didn't need anything deep. She just needed relaxation massage, and basically just someone to talk to. So most of the time, even though she was relaxing, generally during the end of the treatment, she was more quiet. But at the start of the treatment, she just let me know how she was going, what drugs she was on, and how it was affecting her and everything. And of course, her frustrations about the nurses at the time. This was in 2001. 2021. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah.
Time is going. Now we're in 2024. So
I know.
in 2021, that's when she started going through all of her treatment.
Okay.
And basically I was really obviously helping her with the massage, but just an ear to listen. And it's hard because her whole life was turned upside down. Like, she couldn't work for a long time. They were sorting out different ways they could save money. It's a big thing to go through, massive. Like, and especially the fact that it takes 2 years. Like, it doesn't even, you're not even like done after a month or two. It's fully 2 years. And she actually, the thing that helped her get through it was she was planning this trip that she's only just started going on with her family. So during the whole time, the thing that helped her a lot was obviously being able to chat with somebody, but having something to look forward to. So she had this trip she was starting to plan back then in 2021. Wow. And they've only just left yesterday.
Oh, where are they off to?
First, they're heading down to Kempsey to drop off her car to her brothers. And then they're all going to be in their car with the camper van on the back and just traveling around Australia indefinitely.
Perfect way. I think that's because it would have been tough for Vanessa and her family, and for you, and for anyone, again, that is quite new to breast cancer, doesn't know anyone that's had it or anything. How long does a chemotherapy treatment take for one procedure?
Oh, it's not that long, but it's the travel to the hospital, the sorting out the parking, waiting in there. Sometimes you're waiting in there and things don't go to plan, so you're waiting a bit longer than you would expect to wait. And then you're just having to like plan your whole life around it. And the fact that it's like not just one, you've got it every week. And you don't just have that appointment, you've got appointments with doctors, you've got you've got a massive new schedule that you have to fit in and work around. So I'm not exactly sure how much each treatment is on the chemo, but there's also the downtime. You don't feel so well afterwards, and you're not obviously able to do anything afterwards. So it's 2 years.
It's a long time. But I was under the impression that when they do get hooked up and have chemo, that they're sitting there for a few hours while it runs through their body, and just having to sit there and having the support there as well. I think it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Like, is this going to work? What's it going to be like? What's it going to feel like? That's where all their questions come from.
Yeah, I was not in any of her chemo treatments. I was more like, the weekly massage support sort of thing. So I'm not sure exactly how long each one took. I did go to a radiation treatment, like in her second stage after the mastectomies. She had radiation. Well, she had it before that, and then after that, really targeted radiation treatment. And I did go along to one of those ones, and I went to the last one where she got to ring the bell and say, yay, it's the end of this bloody stupid radiation treatment. And I was so glad she asked me to come to that one with her.
Wow, what a proud, memorable, tough, you know what I mean? It would have been a lot of mixed emotions in that time. I think anyone listening to this will know someone that's had breast cancer, and some people that I've got it on personally. My grandmother, who I'm named after, passed away from it. And in that generation, I think it's important that we talk about it. And her story was, back in those days, she did feel a lump and no one talked about their bodies. And she was only in her early 50s when she passed away. And I know my nana, from what I know, because I was very young, but from what I know, that she felt it and was like, oh, that's a bit scary, and left it.
No.
And to the side of that, it was really big, because that generation was, oh, I'm a bit scared of the doctors, I might just go away. So fearful. And then when she did get checked out, it had got to the point where she was only here for a few weeks and then she passed. So
that's so sad, Barbara. I think the biggest takeaway from that is that you do need to go see a doctor and get a referral for a mammogram or an ultrasound or whatever it needs to be. I mean, we're well set up these days for early detection, and that's the best thing. The best thing to do for yourself is whatever you feel, go and get it checked out.
Yep. Yeah. And then, so because I'm so vigilant with that, so my personal story was, My dad's sister and my mum's sister have both had it and have both recovered. So I've got very strong genes on either side. And so I've been very vigilant with checking myself at a certain time of the month, every time, always just checking, always looking at my boobs. I always moisturize my boobs too. Some people think that's really weird, but I love moisturizing my boobs and my nipple and stuff, because at the same time, not only am I like caring for myself, but I'm actually like checking things, making sure it feels good. And I don't mean that in a sexual way, but making sure that it feels. And then so I've done that since I've been in my 20s, but I got married when I was 30, and I would say about 4 weeks before my wedding, I felt a bit of a lump. And so I went to my GP, and obviously she got me to lie down and put my hand above my head. So it was a different position to that point, I wasn't checking like that. I was checking kind of with my arm down. And then when she got me to lay like that, and she said, what I was concerned about, she was like, oh, yes, yes, yes. But, and that word but was, oh, but there's something on the other side. And I was like, huh, what? Miss, I didn't know that there was something there. And so she said, with your family history, we're going to send you for an ultrasound. And so I went on to the ultrasound. They don't muck around. It was great. Went for the ultrasound, and it's never good when the lady who was doing it was like, oh, do you mind if she said, never forget it, do you mind if a male doctor comes in? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, all right. And he came and looked, and he said, look, we've found something. We're going to have to do a biopsy. And I had only told my fiance, I hadn't told anyone else. And I was getting married in like 4 weeks, and my dress was like a strapless kind of neck. And he said, I'm just concerned with your bruising and stuff. And I was like, oh, well, it is what it is, right? Like,
that's what makeup's for, mate.
Yeah, I was like, but he was really concerned. He's like, I'm really sorry, but we're gonna can you come back tomorrow for a biopsy? And we're really, you might come out massive bruising. And I didn't want anyone to know, and went back and had the biopsy and stuff. And then it came back that I just have what most women have is fibromyalgia or something. It's the lumpy tissue in the breast.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't cancer or anything, but it was just lumps. And it educated me. So I always check. And I've been, so I'm 43, and I've already been for a mammogram, my first mammogram. Like I just pushed for it and said, I just want to go for one now. And it was easy. The ladies were nice. It didn't hurt. It was just a bit weird. Like, your boob gets a little bit squished.
And how long did it take for you to get your results?
Oh, within a day. It was pretty quick.
A day. Wow. I think mine took a week. I got a mammogram. I think it was in 22. I got a mammogram, and I think it took a week, and that was the longest week ever. I'm like, But,
I say a day, like goodness knows. It wasn't long. Let's say that. I don't want to put pressure on how come Barbara gets hers in a day and we all have to wait for a week. I actually can't remember, but it was quick.
Yes.
But to this day, always checking. So what are the things that, for anyone listening to this, because I think it's important we're talking about boobs. So let's just take a moment to talk about boob health and stuff. Like, what do you do, or what would you like to pass on to my listeners about boob health?
Okay, so for the breast checking, I mean, today we've got lots and lots of apps. So there's an app for this, an app for that. And actually, someone, bless her, has invented an app for feeling your breasts. And this app will actually remind you to feel your breasts and give you all the information you need. So it's actually called Feel for Your Life. It's an American app. It's called Feel for Your Life. The name of the lady is not coming to me right now, but yes, she has been through breast cancer. And I totally recommend that. I mean, we let our phones do a lot for us. We're all very busy. And you could say, yes, just do it on the first. But this app gives you so much more information, how to do it, when to do it, what to look for. And then if you do feel things, how to follow it up and everything. So, yeah, Feel for Your Life app. I recommend that one. Also, just don't be afraid to follow it up. I mean, if, as you said, your grandma, she obviously didn't have the resources available. We've got everything available now. Like up here in Queensland, we have Breast Screen Queensland. excuse my enunciation. And it's super easy and free to make appointments. Over 40 is free to make appointments, but I'm sure if you went to your doctor and got a referral, if you were younger than 40, that you could figure out a way to get it for free as well. If not, I'm sure it wouldn't cost too much for peace of mind.
Yeah.
And I think they say every 2 years for a mammogram, but I'm going to go for an ultrasound this year because, as you're feeling around, you're like, is it, isn't it? Like maybe that could be something.
Yeah. And as you get older, your boob tissue changes and every month, every day,
Yes.
you feel your boob and there's something there and then the next day there's not. And it's like things move around and it's tissue and it's I think sharing my grandmother's story is that and I think she'd like everyone to know not to be scared. It is scary when you feel something. It's someone's worst nightmare. No one wants to go through that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'd like her legacy to be that, just to get checked and ask the questions because it is something now that back in the day, it was you got breast cancer. Oh no, like that's a terminal, like goodbye.
Yeah.
But now it's a lot more, what would you say? What's the word I'm trying to think of?
It is treatable and it's treatable easier if you get it early enough. So the worst thing you can do is leave it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With your business, I'd love you to share, like, how do you juggle being a mum and your business and having that trust in yourself to back yourself, like, yeah, I've got this idea and I'm going to run with it.
Well, I actually had the idea. I kept having dreams that I was going to invent this boob clip. I don't know how or why, but just a persistent dream that just kept coming at me. And I think to the way that you need to do it is just to listen to yourself. So I could have just, stayed just bringing up the kids. Actually, my husband and I have a few other businesses as well. But we also have a coffee roasting business and an arcade building business. And behind here, it's all blurry, but there's like 2 businesses back there in the house as well as the factory that we have. So, we're a bit of a crazy family here, but we've got the 3 kids. And the way I juggle it is I make sure to give time for them and plan activities with them so that we have all of our beautiful memories as they're growing up, not just of mum working all the time. And something that's been a godsend for me is my first gym. Have you got my first gyms down there?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So it's regular exercise for the kids. I've got them in 2 classes a week. They do like Ninja Warrior and tumbling and parkour and all that sort of stuff. But the parents can sit there, make sure their kids are getting exercise, and I'm actually working on my business at that time. So that's how I juggle. Like, you work it in and around the kids. And I think the best thing is that they see that, mummy's making a business or daddy's making a business. You know what I mean? Like being a good role model, we're contributing to society and we're obviously bringing in the money to pay all the school fees and the gym fees and this that they want and that they want. And, you know what I mean? Like making it all work. And the way that I got started was I joined a startup program here on the Gold Coast. So it's called the one that I went with was the Gold Coast Innovation Hub. And I did a course with them. And that was like a weekly meeting and online classes that I did through a startup on-ramp provider. And it's actually provided by the government for free through Accelerate Queensland. So there are things that you can do if you don't have any money, all you need is an idea, find your innovation hub in your town and get started.
Oh, I love that. Because I'm hearing that you had an idea and then you actually looked for support.
I did, yes, actually, for sure. I'm like, how the hell am I going to do this? And the first person I told, a very good friend of mine, Leah, and she said, get that trademarked. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's a good
right,
friend.
okay.
It is. And what's it when you, because you do the markets too. So what markets do you do? If anyone, I guess it's up in your way. If anyone's listening to this in your area, where can they find you at the markets?
Okay, so I did the markets last year. So actually this year now in 2024, I'm not doing markets. I'm just concentrating on wholesale. But the reason why I did the markets was to get the awareness out of my product, the Boob Clip and Boob Accessory Solutions and what we're doing. So last year I did the art and craft markets on the coast. So they're beachfront markets and they do 4 different suburbs along the coast. So I did, for the whole year, I did Coolangatta, Burleigh, Broadbeach, and Paradise Point markets every Sunday. So I was working last year, crazy. I was working 6 days a week. And so I'm going to be doing that differently this year. So at the moment, you can see me, if you want to buy my products, you can buy them from my website online through the Facebook and Instagram. You can go straight onto the website or at boobaccessorysolutions.com. And I still also do the Chicks and the Flicks. So I go to Coomera Event Cinemas and they have they premiere a movie the night before it comes out and it's called Chicks at the Flicks, so all the girls go along and I have just a little market store. I can't sell there, but I can just demonstrate my product and I do a little giveaway and
Nice.
stuff like that. Yeah, so I'll still be doing that, like yeah, those evenings. I might look at some sort of markets this year, but mostly what I want to do is I wholesale my product to retailers. So I've got a catalog. I designed a spinner which spins around and holds my product, like the hook goes in there and it holds my product. I also invented a storage box that stores all of the boob clips in there. And yeah, a few other point of sale options so that I can just hand it over and then I, as the company, do the donation to the McGrath Foundation.
Okay.
And then, the retailer just gets their percentage, you know what I mean? Depending if they're a wholesaler or a consignment. Well, that's how I want to sell it this year, obviously, and moving forward. And, in the future when I do different countries as well. The markets were really fantastic, but it's a one-on-one sales.
Yeah.
Whereas I would really love to spend more time with my kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I 100% get that. What's the most common thing when people see your product for the first time? What's the most common thing people say to you?
That is so smart. And then also, wow, that's really easy to use because it's super easy. I will do more videos, but there are a couple of videos out there already, and it's really, as long as you can reach here, you can pop it on yourself.
Yeah.
And obviously you put the bra on first and then you attach the clip. Yeah, that's what they say to me usually, like, oh wow, that's so smart.
It's very clever, very clever. And in saying that, I want to talk about the awards that you have won. And I want to say congratulations because
Thank you.
I'm just going to read some of them for everyone to understand that when you've got an idea and you back yourself and you do it, because before I go through these awards, were there moments that you were like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Should I keep doing that? Or have you always had this light inside you that's like, oh, I'm unstoppable. I'm going to do this?
I do have a vision for the future, but when the bills come in every month, I'm like, how the hell am I going to get there? How do I go from here to there? And I still don't know the exact path, but I know that you see where you want to go and you're like, just keep an eye on the destination, and that's where I want to go. I want the world to know that this boob clip, it will come in many colors, like. It will come in pink. It's going to come in endless colors eventually. The black. That the boob clip means, that accessory means solutions for boob health. So that worldwide, it'll be, if you use this type of boob clip, you're donating to your foundation in your country. That's the vision, like, that I want to go to Still not sure on the path, but I'm open to suggestions. If you, yeah.
If anyone's listening to this, because everyone around the world listens to this, and you know what it takes is one person, just that one person to listen to it that's got a contact. And I loved how honest you were when you said every month, any business owner would probably be listening to this, nodding their head going, I'm exactly the same. When the bills come in, I have a passion project. It's my business. I know where I want to go, but I've got to, got to earn money too.
Yeah.
And there's that when you're first starting out, there's that, okay, that's what I'm bringing in, but these are my bills. How am I going to get there? And it's such a normal thing that most people can look at a business owner and just go, oh, wow, you're doing well.
Yes. Yeah. Usually when you find out about a business that's doing well, they're like at least 3 or 4 years in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they've been hitting the ground running for like all those years, and you've only just heard about them finally when they do start paying the bills.
Yeah, it's no such thing as an overnight success. It's the work we do as business owners, everyone listening to this, that's behind the scenes. The long days, the early morning starts, the 6 or 7 days working, the relentless ups and downs, the waves. But I want to say, let's talk about these awards. I'm just going to read some of them. So you're the Gold Coast Girls in Business Innovation Award finalist in 2023.
Yep.
The Gold Coast Girls in Business Awards 2023, celebrating all the local women in business. The Muse, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, Design Awards, the Fashion Accessories Silver winner 2022. The Mumpreneur Product Innovation Award finalist 2022. Oh my God, I'm going to keep going here, guys. The Mumpreneur Awards, and just if people don't know, it recognizes the best and brightest mums in business, acknowledging the success in business, product development, innovation, and customer service. Then we move on to Women in Fashion, Long Luncheon Awards Innovation Award winner 2023. And let's have a look here. Then you have been nominated this year for the Heart of Women Awards, which is going to be on the 9th of March. So I'm curious to know, because that's a nomination that's open for you right now. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's happening there?
Yeah, so I love this one. I just want to quickly go on all of them. The first one that I was nominated for, the Mumpreneur one. So that one was, I hadn't even actually heard about awards for women in business, anything like this before, and that was the first one in 2022. And I was at first not really sure whether I deserved an award because I was still setting up everything in the business. Like I obviously had the Boob Clip product, but I was still developing the point of sales. I was still developing, the different ranges, like, with the silk scrunchies, and I was still developing all my products. So I didn't really feel like I deserved an award at that stage. And I only was just a finalist in that, so I didn't win any award there. But it just opened my eyes to see how supportive the women are in this country, that they have actually created all of these awards for women in business that have just decided, hell, I'm going to start a business.
Yeah.
Us crazy bunch of women. Goodness me. And thank God they're all here. So, yeah, that was my first one. And Mumpreneur Awards are huge. They're all over Australia. Women fly to Sydney every year. It's also a massive conference as well. So they learn from other women that have started businesses, and then it's like a 3-day event. And then the award night is at the end. And really grateful for becoming a finalist in that one. And then the Muse Design Awards was fantastic as well. That's a worldwide one. And I'm so grateful that I won the silver in that one, because the judges obviously just recognise that, hey, this is a out-of-the-box solution for the bra clip, and especially being made out of stainless steel instead of a plastic item. And then the next one, I was a finalist in the Gold Coast Girls in Business. That was amazing. So that was for the Innovation Award as well. And it's amazing to see how many businesses are around just locally, just on the Gold Coast here. And I'm sure in your town there's many innovative and amazing women that are starting up businesses. And then the Women in Fashion one was so crazy. Just at the end of last year, I honestly did not expect to win that innovation award in that one, because I just thought there's so many beautiful designers out there in the fashion world, especially here in Gold Coast and Brisbane. And yeah, just so blown away, and just amazing. Like you have this idea to invent something and you don't realize how much community there is out there for you. And this latest this latest one, not even for innovation, like for heart, which is so close to me, like, because that's the whole reason I started this business, was to, create solutions, create accessories that would really help women. And not just here in this country, but worldwide. And so the Heart of Women Awards, they've been going for 8 years now, and it's on the Gold Coast at Hodder in March on the 9th. And it's for a charity called Agape Outreach, and they feed the needy and the homeless, and they have programs for them to help skill them up to look after themselves. And they also have a massive housing project that they're trying to get off the ground here as well. So they feed the homeless from northern New South Wales, the Tweed, all Gold Coast and Logan. And just a massive bunch of people with heart that are really making a difference. And the fact that they have these awards every year just encourages more people to get involved.
And just by watching your body language, I see the enjoyment of, because not often do we, especially as Aussies and Kiwis, we can't talk about our successes. We tend to be like, oh, I don't want to talk about my awards because it looks like I'm up myself. And I love that we've taken the time to talk about your achievements, because you've worked hard for it, and it encourages other women to lift other women up to your level. And when I was just watching your body language at how happy and excited you are, not only about your product, but about the awards, but also connecting with other women and networking, that most people think women in business, we're competing against each other and we can't help each other. But I don't get that from you. I get that you love networking and trying to help other businesses. And I think that's where the power is. I'm big on that too, is having a good referral system, having a network of, I can't help you, but here's this, or, because that's how business grows, by word of mouth.
That's the way that I look at networking. Like I have been going to quite a few networking events when I can, when I've got time, apart from all the businesses.
When you've got time.
I don't look at it as in I'm giving, like it's an effort. You know what I mean? I always look at it as in I'm receiving. Like I'm receiving other people's beautiful energy. I'm receiving new information, things that I don't know about, I had no idea how I was going to make my product to start with. And that's when I started going to the GC Innovation Hub, has the Female Founders Club. And that's how I met the person who actually makes my product for me. So I always look at every opportunity, like every meeting, even with you, as I'm receiving something. I'm receiving, your news, your knowledge, your care, your love, your heart.
That's very special right there. See, that's how connections are made. And that's what I mean. You don't know who someone that knows someone that knows someone. That's all it takes. It's you're showing women out there that you can be a mum, you can have it all, you can have an idea. And even as scary as it is, you can very similar to me, as in I'm not a mother, but I had an idea for a business and I just kind of did it. And I was like, how am I going to do it? I don't know. Same with this podcast. I want to do a podcast. How are you going to do it? I don't know. And I mean, make it up as I go along. I don't mean that I don't care about it. It's mean like I'm actually figuring it out.
Yes.
You never have all the answers, especially with a business. You never like, I have to have all my ducks in a row. I have to have everything figured out, and then I'll start. Because if we think like that, you're going to start the business, you're never going to do the thing.
I think you need to start here, and you just know that you're starting here, and don't be down on yourself for that. You got to start somewhere. So you start here, and then every year you're building.
Mm.
Every year you're getting that thing done differently. Next year you're getting, that part sorted out. And then maybe in a few years you might get all the bills paid.
Maybe. I'm hoping to do the same. And it's interesting. I don't know about you, but sometimes I look back even on the stuff I did a year ago or 2 years ago. And I mean this with love, but I cringe a little bit and go, oh, because personally I've grown. I've learned more about how to run a business. So I've learned more, because not everything's going to work. You go down that avenue and go, oh, that didn't work. I only got 5 leads or I only got 5 clients, but this way I got 50. And so I think any honest business owner will laugh and go, actually, I'm figuring it out as I go. But then if you reach out to a business owner, most of us, I think, are quite, hey, I'll help you. If do you need help with this accounting software, or I recommend this person, or I recommend that person.
I think it's important to, like, do you have a mentor in business, like someone that you look up to?
Not yet. That's something I need. I'm still looking for one.
Yeah.
But my mentors come in different areas. So some of it has been, obviously, as a counselor, I have to have clinical supervision. So I guess that's kind of a mentor for me. And then spiritually, I've got someone, and then because I deal with a lot of people's emotions and people's feelings and people's energy. So actually, let me go back and say, yes, I do have a couple of mentors. It just wasn't like the business mentor.
You don't realize that, like, somebody that you're following that you admire, that's actually your mentor.
Yeah. I have plenty of women that I follow that I admire. Yeah. So Michelle, if we're talking about mentors, who is your mentor?
So mine at the start of my business, when I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, was Sarah Blakely. She started Spanx in America. They're those really awesome leggings that come in all different patterns and styles, and even like fake leather look and everything. And she started that, and that's one of the reasons why I actually wanted to start giving back at the start, because that's what she did when she started her foundation. She started giving back at the start, and now she actually mentors and helps all other women's startups as well. Like, she has this because it's the red backpack, where she has everything they need in a red backpack, and she gives it to female founders to help get them going, like a startup kit for them, and lots of other things that she does. But she can do that. She can give back so much now because her company is so well known. And I'm just thinking, like, in the future, if the Boob Clip and Boob Accessory Solutions become so well known, that I will just be on my wildest dreams, be able to help and be part of the many, many companies that are trying to end breast cancer right now, because there are so many around the world. And I really want to partner up with a lot of them through what I'm doing. Same thing I'm doing with McGrath Foundation in Australia. I want to do that in different countries. So I've already started looking at the Dr. Susan Love Foundation. Mm-hmm. So it's the Susan Love Foundation in America. So they do a lot of research, and they've actually just done a lot of stuff with breast imaging and creating a 3D version of the breast. Mm-hmm. And so I want to start selling in America and giving back to that foundation. I've already tried to reach out to them and haven't got any emails back yet, but I'm hoping I'll just keep trying. I mean, they obviously don't have it set up as easy as McGrath Foundation has, but hopefully I will be able to do that. And their mission is to end breast cancer. So
I love the sound of that mission. And I have a lot of listeners in the States. So anyone of my listeners that you're listening, they've all
anyone knows Christopher Conway, I think his name is, the CEO of the Dr. Love Foundation. Unfortunately, we lost Dr. Susan Love just at the end of last year. She has passed on now. But yeah, if you know anybody else at that foundation, tell them to reply to my emails, please. It's not a joke. My email address, boobus.com.au. Answer my emails, please. Michelle at.
And keep sending those emails, Michelle. Keep prodding it. Keep sending the emails, because it will get answered.
Yeah, and I need to find the McGrath Foundation in New Zealand, like, whichever foundation you have over there that's actually something like got nurses on the ground or doing amazing research or, giving back to help women going through breast cancer. I need to find that foundation. And also in the UK, I need to find the foundation that needs help, that would love to partner with me and bring the boob clip, to women
Let's
around
do
the
it.
world.
Let's combine all our contacts and let's get this off the ground. So yeah, we'll do it. So all the best for the 9th of March. I'll definitely be keeping in touch with you and seeing how you go. Because that's the thing, is once you're on my podcast, I like it. No, I don't want it to be a one-off. I want it to be a relationship that we build.
I would love that so much too. Thank you,
Yeah.
Barb.
No, it's my pleasure. So because my counseling private practice is called Self-Care Studio, self-care is kind of the baseline of everything I do because it means so many things. So I'm curious to know, what does the words self-care mean to you?
Self-care to me is, it's not so much, like washing yourself and, making sure that your body is kept up. I think it's in the mind. I actually lived over in London. I lived in Clapham Junction in London for 2 years, and the thing that kept me going is the looking forward to the next trip, looking forward to something that you find exciting, that your next big adventure or your next bit of fun. So that's what I always like to do. Of course, you've got to keep your body active, and I love going on hikes with the kids and keeping everybody really active and in the outdoors. But to have something, I think self-care is something to look forward to, and something that uplifts you, that you are excited about. That is self-care to me, so that you don't get kind of stuck down in, obviously I've got this bill to pay, I've got to clean up that mess, like, oh, I've got to do all the bad jobs. Have something in your head that you're always looking forward to in the future. And if you don't have something, plan something.
That's fantastic. I really love the sound of that. And so what do you currently do right now to care for yourself? What's one thing that you do?
One thing, well, today I washed my hair.
I love that. Yes, because it takes a while to wash and blow dry and
It does, but if you do it right, it'll last a few days and then you don't have to do it again.
yeah, especially in your heat, like in your heat too. I imagine
yes.
just like that is just I'd have the hot sweats happening.
It's just raining so much all the time that's one thing that I do that makes me feel better, like a self-care type thing. Yeah, the hair.
And how are you affected with all the flooding and stuff? Were you guys affected at all?
Oh, we're lucky that we're actually on top of a hill here. Like we're so I live between Nerang and Highland Park, and Highland Park is like a really hilly area. So I'm actually like up the hill quite a bit. So luckily not in any rainy flood affected areas, but there are quite a few areas that are affected with rain. And we had lots of storms here over Christmas, and lots of people had power outages as well. So that's been a big struggle for people here at the moment. Luckily, like I feel like we were thinking about moving to a more rural area and stuff like that, but now that we're just counting our blessings that we're here, because we've actually been lucky. I think we're actually on the same power grid as an ambulance station. So I think we're lucky that if it did lose power, it was only very briefly and we got back on again. So, sometimes you've just got to be happy with where you are, and be grateful, like super grateful that I'm in this spot where we didn't lose power, we're not getting flooded.
Yeah. Your storms are next level. It's interesting, when I moved to Australia, people would look at me weird because even I'm on the south coast of New South Wales, but when you have storms, like I'm talking in Australia, when you guys have storms or lightning storms or thunderstorms, it's a storm. And I used to say to people, I still do, oh my God, and people were like, smart. Oh, don't you have storms in New Zealand? Or don't you have thunder in New Zealand? I'm like, of course we do. But here it just seems a lot more aggressive, and it's quite scary, to be fair.
It was actually a tornado that went through Coomera and out to sea, all through that area. And yeah, just so much destruction. Luckily, my friend Vanessa had just sold her house, and it spared her house, but 3 trees like around her house came down and they all fell away from the house.
Wow, look
Such a miracle. Like the
that.
ones that are like right on her front, and then at the side, they all fell away from the house. So bless, thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, that woman's
Yeah.
been through enough. Leave her alone now.
Yes. I'm like just picturing her, go on your journey without any dramas. Like, don't
Yeah.
have anything fall on the caravan. Don't have anything fall on a car. Don't have a tree fall on your house. And she's gone. She's out of here. She left yesterday morning. So like, thank
Oh,
God she's done all of her. It's been 3 years now since she started her cancer journey, because she started it at the start of 2021. So yeah, now it's the start of 2024, and she's free and clear of it, and finally on the road with her family traveling around Australia.
what beautiful memories. I'm so glad to hear that she's well and that she's doing okay. So that's, shout out to her that,
I'm actually going to be following her journey, because she's going to let me know whenever she stops to wash her clothes at a laundromat. She's going to let me know, so I can put a little pin in a map and say, this is where you are this time,
Oh, that's such a beautiful friendship as well. Of
Yeah.
support and love, which is so important.
Thank you so much.
So if my listeners they've heard all these great things about you, they want to sell your product, they maybe want to work with you in some way, how can they get in touch with you?
So it's Michelle at Boobus. So that's boob and then AS for Accessory Solutions, boobus.com.au. Or you can just reach out to me through Instagram, DM, or Facebook Messenger, or yeah, anyhow you want to sign up to my newsletter, find out what I'm doing. I'm actively working on my blog more this year. It used to be just a sporadic thing, but I'm going to be updating the blog weekly and then letting that go to the socials, so that the website will be the place to go to. Yeah. BoobAccessorySolutions.com.
Wow, it has been such a great hour or so getting to know you and your business and your mission and your vision. So before we wrap up, I'd love to know, where do you see your business going in the future?
In the future, I would love, so this is the base of it.
Yeah.
That's the base of it, but I want to make more accessories as well. So I've got the boob clip, and of course I've got the stress boob.
It looks so good. That boob looks so real. Like it's really real, isn't it?
It's just the right size, isn't it? And they actually do come in larger. They make these in jumbo as well. This is like the 7 centimeter one.
Can I ask, what do guys, when they pick it up, do they get a bit embarrassed about it when they pick it up?
You know what? It's an instant stress reliever, because they have a smile on their face and they're laughing. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much fun.
You know what men are like? They're like little boys around boobs. So that's why I was like, I'd be interested to know when they pick it up, are they like, oh, I'm squeezed, like all their fantasies come true. I'm squeezing a boobie.
Yeah. So my vision for the future is that not just only making the boob clip, but making other boob accessories to give back to Breast Cancer Foundation, or people that are on the streets doing the work, making the difference, and doing it in the different countries that I mentioned. So not just an Australia business, a worldwide business. I'm starting with 4 countries right now, but hopefully could be a lot more accessories, and could make a massive difference. I would love it to make a massive difference to breast cancer.
You already are making a massive difference. So thank you. You've started it. You're already doing it right now.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah. So it's been such a pleasure to have you on here. And please, anyone with contacts around the world, this is a message for you. Just put Michelle's details in front of your boss. I know some of my contacts do work in the medical field. So all it takes is one person that knows one person, and just support this great cause, because all of us are affected by it, and men get breast cancer too.
Yeah, That's
It's
right.
not just for women, it's men do get breast cancer as well. So let's help our communities and help people that have passed and people that are still with us that have got to the other side to really, make it that it's something that people get through, and it's just like it's there's a cure, and it's just I'm careful with my words, but it's something that can be treated, and then you carry on with life. That's what
Yes,
the ideal
definitely.
situation is.
Yeah, like some people obviously don't make it, and that's very, very sad. But if everybody is working towards a solution, then more people will make it.
Yeah, and that's where community and support, as you showed your lovely girlfriend, that you were there for her every step of the way. And now look what you've done. You've created this business.
Yes.
Of that, and your amazing dream. So, who's to think what your next dream's going to be, that's going to take you like more global than what you are now. It's
what the message is: listen to your dreams.
I had a bad one last night, so I'm that's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, yeah, I had a real interesting dream last night, so I'm kind of like, yeah, listen to your dreams.
Well, just find the message in that one, maybe.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank you.
Join us today. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope this conversation has added value to your self-care journey and inspired positive changes in your life. If you enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with a friend who might benefit from this episode. Don't forget to subscribe on Spotify or on your favourite podcast platform to stay up to date on future episodes. Your support means the world to me. I genuinely love hearing from you, so please take a moment to leave a review. Let me know which part of today's episode resonated with you the most. Your feedback guides the direction of this podcast, and I really appreciate each and every single one of you for being a part of this community. To fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. To find out a bit more about the Studio Chat podcast, head over to my Instagram page, Studio Chat Podcast, or if you want to find out a bit more about my counselling private practice, head over to Instagram on self_care_studio. Or head over to my website, selfcarebybarbarathompson.com.au. I'm really looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. Until next time, take care of yourselves and keep embracing the journey of self-discovery.